Part 111. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1101. Hear the second half of Xiao Xian's words. There was an excited smile on Shi Qing's face. After several trials just now, he really discovered that Xiao Xian was indeed very fast by relying on the fish spirit method. If the latter keeps avoiding, he really doesn't have any good ideas. Unexpectedly, this Xiao Xian is so stupid. How can just a few words make him irritable and irritable? Or even a head-on confrontation? Blue God Realm and Dragon God Realm. There is a huge gap between these two realms. With Xiao Xian's current power of the Great Dao, no matter how profound his understanding of the way of the fish spirit is it possible that he can still defeat him like a god? Think of this. Snake Qing's face also showed a bit of ferocity. At this time, he could even imagine the scene of throwing Xiao Xian into the 10,000 snakes cave. Actually, although Shi Qing is arrogant, but what he was thinking in his heart was actually not a problem. After devouring the power of the ancient snake species bloodline, his power of the Great Dao is indeed comparable to the real Dragon God realm. And now, even if Xiao Xian is in the Kangshen realm, he can be considered a strong person. But if Xiao Xian wants to fight between the Blue God realm and the Dragon God realm, he will naturally be asking for trouble. But what Shi Qing didn't know was, in the process of entangled with him just now, Xiao Xian had secretly activated various nodes in the fish spirit formation. What seemed like chaotic footsteps and panicked avoidance just now? It seems it was Xiao Xian's hasty choice out of desperation. But in fact, these were all premeditated and proactive choices on his part. Every dodge and avoidance is actually to activate the formation eyes in the fish spirit formation. After half an hour of stimulation, Xiao Xian has completely activated 108 formation eyes in the fish spirit formation. Now, he only needs to do two things. One is to introduce Sheking into the fish spirit formation, the other is to completely activate the formation. Snake Green. You were born as a human being, but you gave up your human ways for some so-called power. Don't you feel guilty? Xiao Xian sneered and walked towards the center of the formation. At the same time, in his body, the aftertaste of the Great Dao of the fish spirit is constantly exuding, secretly inspiring the fish spirit in the formation. Regarding Xiao Xian's provocation, she was so angry that her nose was crooked. As a strong man who is infinitely close to the Dragon God realm, over the years, even some powerful men at the level of the Golden God would honestly surrender to him when they saw him. In the Spirit Snake Alliance, he is a being who is inferior to one person and superior to 10,000 people. But today, in the Yuling sect, which was about to be destroyed, he was actually ridiculed by a mere Kangshen realm. Isn't this a huge provocation? In this case, don't blame him for being rude. Under the rage, Shi Qing no longer thought about it. After transforming into a green snake, she once again opened her big mouth and bit Xiao Xian. The unique fishy smell of the monster beast filled the air. The entire Yuling sect was filled with a depressing atmosphere of terror. Han Xian and Long Tai were also shocked. They can vaguely feel there is an ancient charm in the strong aura of monsters on Snake Qing's body. Obviously, this is not something that a normal cultivator should have. From a certain perspective, Shi Qing is now half human and half beast. The aura of ancient monsters. Xiao Lu, can you smell it? The corners of Xiao Xian's mouth were slightly raised. Since getting Xiao Lu, he has never seen an ancient demon clan older than Xiao Lu. This snake is green in front of me. It looks very strong. The demon power is astonishing and the arrogance is overwhelming. But this is more. It was also because of his own great power in the Dragon God realm, which was different from Xiao Lu's majesty that came from his bloodline origin. It can be said that Xiaolu's blood pressure is the aura of the real ancient monster. A branch of the ancient demonic snake. Although there is only a trace of ancient demon snake blood in the body, there are no supernatural powers or miracles in the body, so it is not very powerful. Xiaolu said directly. Hear this. Xiao Xian was stunned instead. He could roughly guess that the ancient blood in Snake Qing's body was not very pure, and was even mixed with the blood of ordinary monsters. This point coincides with Xiaolu's. But after hearing what Xiaolu said, it still made him a little curious. Supernatural power? Miracle? What is this? Xiaolu, you just said, what species is this ancient demon snake? What kind of existence does it have? Magical powers and miracles? Xiao Xian couldn't help but be curious. After reaching the level of Dragon God realm, if characters of the same realm fight against each other, they will no longer use Taoism, but will use more powerful magical powers and miracles. It is said that these magical powers and miracles are left by the ancient powers. Each one is extremely precious. The Taoist skills you are practicing now are earth level and heaven level. In the face of supernatural powers and miracles, they are nothing more than trivial skills. Xiaolu said, but don't worry, this kind of defective product with only a trace of blood is just physically stronger. After hearing this, Xiao Xian couldn't help but was speechless. Just physically strong? Xiaolu is worthy of being an ancient mythical beast, and he speaks so arrogantly. To know. Shi Qing was only at the peak of the Blue God realm, but he only got a trace of the blood of the ancient demon snake and became a strong man who was infinitely close to the Dragon God realm. No matter how. The bloodline of this ancient demonic snake is extremely powerful. Even Xiao Xian was a little curious. If it was the pure blood of the ancient demon snake, wouldn't it be able to directly allow cultivators to break through to the Dragon God realm? Reach a higher god level? For a while, Xiao Xian was also secretly surprised. Speaking of which, the fish spirit formation you just inspired seems to have the aura of divine power in it. Xiaolu murmured. At the same time, the monster aura in Shi Qing's body completely surged. The whole green snake body seemed to be a little thicker, and it rushed directly towards Xiao Xian's body. But not before he got close. On the ground of Yuling sect, mysterious blue restrictions suddenly rose up, like silk threads, wrapped around Shi Qing's body. These threads look slender. But within it, there is an extremely profound Yuling Dao. No matter how much Shi Qing struggled, she couldn't break free. It was obviously a giant snake, but it seemed like a prey that had fallen into a spider web. Drain. Saw the giant snake fall into the trap. Xiao Xian did not hesitate and once again inspired the way of the fish spirit. In an instant, pure energy was extracted from Shi Qing's body and instilled into the fish spirit formation. With these energies instilled, the power of the fish spirit formation is also gradually getting stronger. After feeling this power, Shi Qing also realized something and began to struggle desperately. I want to break free from this shackles on my body. However, the fish spirit formation has been fully activated. Not to mention Snake Qing, who is half stepping into the Dragon God realm. Even if he is in the real Dragon God realm, he will be controlled here. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1102. Damn it! How is this possible? How can you, a person in the Blue God realm, possibly activate the fish spirit formation? Ah! Under the screams, Shi Qing felt that those mysterious fish spirit threads were completely extracting the fish spirit avenue from his body. Under this power, his soul and body suffered intense pain. What frightens him even more is that he knows that the longer he is trapped in the fish spirit formation, the slimmer his hope of survival will be. Once the fish spirit formation is activated, Even the true Dragon God realm powerhouses will be suppressed here. Shi Qing, if you are even half a step into the Dragon God realm, you will have no chance of survival today. Han Xian looked happy. He looked at Xiao Xian, his eyes full of praise and emotion. Actually, even he didn't expect that. Xiao Xian was actually so powerful, relying on his understanding of the way of the fish spirit to forcefully open the fish spirit formation. You know, all the time. If you want to activate the Yuling formation, you must either have the Venerable Yuling, who was in the Dragon God realm, surrender to 10 levels and force it to open. Either use the power of the Dao of all Yuling sect disciples to open the Yuling formation. But now, Xiao Xian could do this alone, which really surprised him. Snort. That's nice to say. But don't forget it. You are only a mere blue god realm. Even if you forcibly activate the fish spirit formation, as the center of the formation, you are still the weakest link. As long as I kill you, the fish spirit formation will be destroyed. The snake's green face is ferocious. After saying this, Han Xian and Long Tai also shuddered. They know. There is actually nothing wrong with what this guy said. To be honest, Xiao Xian opened the fish spirit formation by himself. It can be said. Xiao Xian is the key to the fish spirit formation. If something goes wrong with him, the fish spirit formation will indeed break down on its own, but now that the fish spirit formation has been activated, it's not that simple to break it, right? Although, the fish spirit formation can kill dragon gods. But now, Xiao Xian, who presides over the fish spirit formation, is only in the blue god realm. Under such circumstances, it seems that it is not that simple to use the full power of the fish spirit formation, right? Not to mention, this Shi Qing is not an ordinary person. The strength of the half-step dragon god realm, coupled with the blood of the monster beast inside the body, is enough to shock ordinary people. More importantly, now Shi Qing is not completely surrendered. If he does fight, no one knows what will happen. Checking. Don't utter such arrogant words. Now that you are trapped in the fish spirit formation, it will be easy for young Master Xiao Xian to kill you. Long Tai frowned slightly and roared at Shi Qing. Not just him. Han Xian and Xiao Xian next to them can also see it. After Shi Qing transformed into a demon snake, although the demonic aura on her body was overwhelming, it was still suppressed by the fish spirit formation. Under such circumstances, does this guy still have any hope of making a comeback? But after Xiao Xian saw the situation in front of him, he did not dare to be negligent. He just looked at Shi Qing with a serious look on his face. He was also a little unsure of Shi Qing's strength. After all, judging from the previous situation, Shi Qing is no ordinary cultivator either. With the blessing of the bloodline of the ancient demon clan, no one knows if he will have any other trump cards. Thinking of this, Xiao Xian also looked solemn. Gaba. Do you think that the real ancient demon clan is only as strong as this? At this time, in the center of the great formation, there was a strange sound of bone evolution coming from Shi Qing's body, and his whole body began to turn red and swell, and his strength also increased several times. For such power, Han Xian and Long Tai were also shocked. They didn't expect that Shi Qing, who was almost in a desperate situation, would have such a method. Is this supernatural power? Xiao Xian also frowned slightly and communicated with Xiao Lu in the space magic weapon. Xiao Lu, you said before that monsters with ancient bloodline may have magical powers in their bodies. The current snake green look, could it be magical powers? This. Not even close. With the emergence of supernatural powers, it is easy to destroy the world. In the past, powerful ancient gods fought against each other. In one battle, they easily destroyed tens of thousands of stars and killed hundreds of millions of living beings. If the real ancient demon snake is here and releases the ancients, this continent will probably be completely shattered. Xiao Lu's voice was full of disdain. Now, this guy just inspired the bloodline of the ancient demon snake, it's nothing. I heard this. Xiao Xian breathed a sigh of relief, but he was not careless. He knows. On the contrary, Shi Qing was able to reach the half-step of Dragon God Realm at the peak of Blue God Realm. But now he can completely upgrade his strength to the Dragon God Realm. He didn't expect that things would be so difficult. It would be better to leave this troublesome matter directly to Xiao Lu. Shi Qing did feel a strong threat. So he didn't dare to neglect immediately and directly use the blood-burning technique as his trump card. In the Spirit Snake Alliance. Blood-burning technique. Oh no. He felt that if he didn't completely burn the devil snake blood in his body, he might really lose his life here. Xiao Lu is an ancient divine beast, extremely powerful and has a very high vision. Although he is very disdainful of Snake Qing now, it does not mean that Snake Qing is not powerful. Han Xian's face was serious, and he noticed Shi Qing's movements at the first moment, and quickly reminded Xiao Xian, don't let Shi Qing use the blood-burning technique, otherwise, he will most likely forcibly upgrade his strength to the Dragon God Realm. That would be dangerous. This is enough to prove his strength. Within the fish spirit formation. Xiao Xian, can you solve such a big problem as Shi Qing? Today, let your entire Yuling sect be buried with me. The blood-burning technique is considered to be the best trick among all the disciples in the Spirit Snake Alliance. Then this time, it's up to you to take action, and I won't add any unnecessary irritation. Only when you reach the Dragon God Realm. Long Tai was also shocked. Now, if Shi Qing really activates the fish spirit formation, things may be really dangerous. With Snake Qing's half-step Dragon God Realm strength, such a level of battle is definitely not something that his Blue God Realm can participate in. Hey. He understood that if he used the blood-burning technique, he might fall into a weak state for a period of time. Shi Qing is now halfway to the Dragon God Realm. Perhaps. Previously, I relied on my understanding of the way of the fish spirit. Xiao Lu, since you said it so easily. This Snake Qing actually plans to use the blood-burning technique. Rise. Only then did he have a chance to escape from the fish spirit formation. He knew it too. Once used, it will directly burn the spirit snake blood in the cultivator's body, greatly increasing the strength in a short period of time. He just barely activated the fish spirit formation and trapped Shi Qing in it. Xiao Xian was not polite and handed the matter over to Xiao Lu directly. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1103. Humph. I knew you couldn't beat him. Xiaolu looked arrogant, as if she had expected that Xiao Xian would make such a request. Xiao Xian looked indifferent to this. Use green? Isn't this a normal thing? No matter how you say it, he helped Xiao Lu a lot at that time, from the ancient stone tablet to the blood of the devil snake. He didn't even touch these things, he gave them all to Xiao Lu. That being the case, after encountering some dangers, isn't it natural for Xiao Lu to help him? What's more, for Xiao Lu, who is an ancient mythical beast, dealing with a little devil snake, it couldn't be easier. Simply. Xiao Xian also pretended to be sitting on a mountain watching the tiger fight, intending to see how Xiao Lu, as an ancient divine beast, could suppress the ancient demon snake, which was also an ancient race. But his attitude surprised Han Xian Longti next to him. Han Xian and Long Tai saw it clearly. After Shi Qing activated the blood-burning operation, the aura on his body had also been greatly enhanced, and he was infinitely close to the true Dragon God realm. Such strength. it is definitely not something that ordinary people can compete with. Even if Xiao Xian has a profound understanding of the way of fish spirits, it is not easy to kill Shi Cheng. In fact, both of them were thinking about it. Should he take the initiative to give up the fish spirit formation, and leave the sect with Xiao Xian first? Keeping the Green Hills, you don't have to worry about having no firewood. Now that they know Xiao Xian's talent and strength, even if the Yuling sect is destroyed by the Spirit Snake Alliance, as long as Xiao Xian is still there, they may not have a chance to make a comeback. But now, Xiao Xian's operation does make them feel a bit difficult to understand. This guy actually stood motionless. It seems like she didn't take checking seriously at all. No matter what. Isn't it a bit too presumptuous for him to do this? Shi Qing is a strong man who is half a step into the Dragon God realm. Using the blood-burning technique, he is infinitely close to being a strong man in the Dragon God realm. Why can Xiao Xian be so bold when he is only in the Kang Shen realm? Is he really not afraid of death? Xiao Xian, get out of here. Don't be careless. Seeing the snake green attack coming, Han Xian and Long Tai also quickly spoke up and reminded Xiao Xian. Snake Qing, on the other hand, has a ferocious appearance. He was also surprised by Xiao Xian's reaction, but more importantly, he was still annoyed and disdainful. He couldn't understand. A mere Kangshen realm. Why are you so presumptuous in front of him? Even with the blessing of the fish spirit formation. Could it be said that Xiao Xian can really be so powerful, even to the point where he can't defeat him even if he burns his blood? In anger, Shi Qing's body swelled again. The powerful demonic aura surged, and the entire body of the giant snake was like a demon dragon, struggling in the fish spirit formation. While the sharp fish spirit thread cut open Snake Qing's body. Also broken one by one. After burning the power of blood, Shi Qing's strength has completely reached the Dragon God realm. At this moment, every time he dances his snake tail, it will cause a tremor in the earth. The way of the fish spirit shrouded in the sect was slowly shattered. The entire fish spirit array. They were all shaken by Shi Qing on her own. See the sky. It is dancing like a crazy red snake. Xiao Xian couldn't help but sigh. The strength of a strong man in the Dragon God realm is indeed extraordinary and unbelievable. It was in Danta before. He only saw the faint shadow of the powerful Dragon God realm master, the venerable fish spirit. Although he was quite shocked by the strength of Lord Yuling at that time, now, the feeling of snake green was even more shocking to him. At the same time, a more powerful and ancient atmosphere permeated from the fish spirit formation. It was the ancient aura on Xiao Lu's body, and in front of everyone, this aura began to slowly suppress Shi Qing. This time, it's not just Han Xian and Long Tai. Even Shi Qing was stunned. He couldn't believe that he had never understood the bloodline of the ancient demon snake that he had practiced for many years. Unexpectedly, he was also suppressed by an inexplicable force. He opened his blood-red vertical eyes. Looking towards the fish spirit formation, he could clearly feel that this force was not the original power of the fish spirit formation. Instead, it looked like a strange ancient beast. While this shocked him, he also felt a little greedy in his heart. To know. The Spirit Snake Alliance only obtained a trace of the blood of the ancient demon snake, which was enough to establish a sect in the eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu, and even become the strongest sect in the east. Then this ancient beast appeared inexplicably. If it can be obtained, couldn't he, Snake Qing, become the strongest person in the Spirit Snake Alliance, or even the entire eastern part of Nanzan Haizhu? Think of this. He couldn't help but raise his head. But the next second, a pressure from the soul suddenly appeared and enveloped him. I saw. In mid-air, a colorful, phoenix-like divine bird spread its wings and soared. Claws and beak like steel. It also shows that the attack power of this magical bird is extraordinary. Incredible! Such a beautiful bird. Why did it suddenly appear? Looking at this aura, it seems to have a very strong ancient aura. Han Xian and Long Tai were shocked again. They looked at the sudden appearance of the magical bird Xiaolu in mid-air, and they were also surprised and couldn't believe it. The divine bird appears within the Yuling sect. The Yuling sect disciples who were about to flee in a hurry also stopped one after another, with surprise in their eyes. Even some of the reclusive elders in the Yuling sect were surprised. How can it be? A divine bird has come to help Yuling sect. Somewhere in Yuling sect, a middle-aged man with a white face and no beard suddenly opened his triangular eyes, walked out of the room, saw Xiaolu in the air, and sneered, "Junior brother Han Xian, your luck is still as good as ever." In the fish spirit formation, the snake green complexion is like earth. Looking at the magical bird Xiaolu that suddenly appeared in mid-air, he felt a kind of fear from the bottom of his heart. It's like bloodline suppression. He didn't even dare to raise his head, but hurriedly lowered his head and turned into a giant snake to escape. But Xiaolu has already transformed into his true form. At this moment, naturally, he would not just watch the snake leave. His wings fluttered and his iron mouth pecked. Go straight to Shiqing's head. Violent. Ah! A sharp cry. Xiaolu's body was like lightning, and before Shiqing could react, he directly pecked a bloody hole in the latter's head. The yellow and white stuff inside Snake Qing's head sputtered out. Subsequently, his heavy body also fell heavily to the ground. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1104. This, Snake Qing is actually dead. It's unbelievable. This is a strong man from the dragon god realm of the Spirit Snake Alliance, and he was actually killed by an inexplicable divine bird. What is the origin of this magical bird? Xiaolu's movements just now were smooth and smooth. Kill the snake green. It was like killing an ordinary blue god realm or even the spirit god realm, so the shock to everyone was still very strong. Basically, everyone who saw the scene was shocked. But their level of shock was far less than that of Xiao Xian and the three of them, who watched helplessly as Xiaolu killed Shiqing. To know. At that time, Snake Qing transformed into a demon snake. Even in the end, when he was forced to use the blood-burning technique, his strength had reached the true dragon god realm. At that time, the fish spirit formation was fully activated. Nothing can be done about the snake green. However, the moment this divine bird appeared, it killed the latter instantly with one move. This was definitely a miracle. It can be said. This divine bird is the savior of the Yuling sect. The birth of the divine bird into the world, could it be that this is the hope of our Yuling sect? Han Xian burst into tears instantly. For hundreds of years, his purpose of wandering overseas was not just to make himself the leader of the Yuling sect, but he wanted to find a way to revitalize the Yuling sect. Therefore, he found Xiao Xian, and the latter did not disappoint him. But what's happening now? It made him even more excited. Sacred bird. It's really a magical bird. If Lord Yuling could see this scene, I'm afraid he would be very excited. Long Tai was also very excited. For him, the scene just now was simply unbelievable. At this moment, Xiao Xian was also very happy when he saw Xiaolu showing off his power and killing Snake Qing. Actually, let's talk about it. Ever since Xiaolu devoured the ancient stone tablet, he hadn't seen too many Xiaolu actually take action. Now, he didn't expect it either. Xiaolu brought him such a big surprise as soon as he took action. A dragon god realm. How could he be suppressed and killed by Xiaolu so easily? Although there are some reasons for bloodline coercion, the real strength is still displayed. At least, most people absolutely cannot do this. Brother Xiao Xian. Could it be that that divine bird just now, was summoned by you? Long Tai's eyes were full of admiration. He actually couldn't believe it. How could Xiaoxian, who was in the Kang God realm, summon a divine bird that could kill the Dragon God realm? But let's talk about it. If a monster of this level suddenly appeared, it couldn't possibly be due to luck and happened to be passing by, right? Think of this. Long Tai's eyes were also full of curiosity. But at this time, Xiaoxian obviously didn't want to say anything more, and just smiled slightly. No comment on this question. On the contrary, this aroused Long Tai's curiosity even more. I really want to talk about it. Even Han Xian wanted to find out what the origin of this divine beast was and whether it was summoned by Xiaoxian. If it was really summoned by Xiaoxian, then maybe he will also become the protector of the Yuling sect in the future. Don't worry about such things now. You two, it's better to seize the time and sort out the remaining disciples of Yuling sect. Xiaoxian shook his head and said seriously, if the people of the Spirit Snake Alliance knew that Xiqing died in the Yuling sect, I'm afraid they wouldn't let it go. Say it. Han Xian and Long Tai also looked serious. They also knew that what Xiaoxian said was indeed true. The Spirit Snake Alliance, as the most powerful sect in the eastern part of Nanzan Haizu, should undoubtedly be extremely powerful. Under such circumstances, Xiaoxian used the fish spirit formation to kill Xiqing, which was equivalent to cutting off the left and right arms of the Spirit Snake Alliance. You can think about it with your knees. If the Spirit Snake Alliance knew this news, they would definitely not ignore it. Elder Long Tai. How many disciples are there in the Yuling sect now? Han Xian's eyes were serious. Since he left the Yuling sect, although he is also concerned about the current situation of Yuling sect, his understanding of the situation is naturally far inferior to that of Long Tai, who is among them. My elders are relatively loyal. If Xiqing hadn't appeared just now, maybe there would still be more than 100 people, but now. Long Taixin had no idea. Ever since Han Zhong became the leader of the Yuling sect, the Yuling sect has become a mess. Because of his nepotism, everyone in the sect has become selfish and indifferent. Therefore, when the sect is facing a disaster, that's why there are so many traitors and traitors. What's even more outrageous is, finally, at the critical moment, Han Zhong himself disappeared, which is why the huge Yuling sect is now facing collapse. Look for it within the section. Now that the Spirit Snake Alliance has lost Xiqing, if nothing else happens, they should only have Xiao and their leader in the Dragon God realm. If there are only 2 Dragon God realms in the Spirit Snake Alliance, we may not be able to compete with the White Flame Valley if we join forces. Han Xian also analyzed. Hearing this, Xiaoxian was also interested. He remembered that he had heard something in the restaurant. The owner of the White Flame Valley seemed to be injured. Moreover, Shifeng and Bai Qingyun are going to get married. He didn't know if there would be anything he could participate in. Now, with the death of Xiqing, the strength among the various forces in the eastern part of Nanzan Haizu has undergone subtle changes. If Yuling sect could unite with Bian Valley now, it might not be possible to compete with the Spirit Snake Alliance. After all, no matter what, there is still a basis for cooperation between Yuling sect and Bian Valley. First of all, they are not willing to see the Spirit Snake Alliance becoming a dominant force. At the same time, they also understand, if one day, the Spirit Snake Alliance really becomes the #1 sect in the east of Nanzan Haizu, the first ones to be unlucky are Yuling sect and Bian Valley. On that note, the 2 slightly weaker sects, Yuling sect and White Flame Valley, should work together to fight against the Spirit Snake Alliance. But now the question is, there is not even a strong person at the level of Dragon God in Yuling section. What qualifications does such a sect have to cooperate with Bian Valley? If Bai Yanggu is really for himself, it is absolutely possible to accept a little grievance, agree to the marriage with the Spirit Snake Alliance, and deal with the Yuling sect together. If that's the case, the Yuling sect is really in danger. After thinking clearly about these interests, Xiao Xian said to Han Xian, perhaps we must win cooperation with Bian Valley now. Regarding Xiao Xian's suggestion, Han Xian pondered for a moment. As the former head of the Yuling sect, he naturally understood that the Yuling sect was indeed in crisis now. And what Xiao Xian said? There is indeed no problem. Cooperation may be the only chance for the revitalization of their sect. But the problem is, who should be sent to Bian Valley to discuss cooperation? Han Xian thought about it, and perhaps Xiao Xian was the most suitable candidate. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1105. Xiao Xian. You have to think carefully about this matter. Going to White Flame Valley is not a simple matter. If you are not careful, you may be in danger. Within the Yuling sect. In front of all the elders, Han Xian said to Xiao Xian with a serious face. Hearing these words, Xiao Xian also nodded, but said randomly, if you don't enter the tiger's den, you won't get the tiger's cubs. Now that the Yuling sect has reached a moment of life and death, perhaps this is the only way to go. For a moment, the elders in Yuling sect were also silent. They all know it too. There is no problem with what Xiao Xian said. Moreover, among the entire Yuling sect, he is the most suitable person to go to Bian Valley to find cooperation. The only one left was Xiao Xian who killed Shi Cheng. That's fine. Xiao Xian, in that case, I will ask Long Tai to go to White Flame Valley with you tomorrow. If you can persuade old man Bian, maybe our relationship with Bian Valley can really go a step further. Han Xian decided. In the current Yuling sect, the original sect leader, Han Zhong, had already escaped, and only a few Yuling elders were present. The appearance of Han Xian also filled the vacancy in the upper echelons of the Yuling sect. So now, what Han Xian said is true in the Yuling sect. Xiao Xian also understood that this matter was also very important. If you want to persuade the old man Bai Yan, then he also needs to show enough strength and ability. Otherwise, he would be the head of the same clan. Why can I choose to believe you? No need for tomorrow. Without further delay, we will go to Bian Valley later and try to see old man Bian as soon as possible. Xiao Xian looked solemn. He knew that the earlier he contacted the old man Bai Yan, the better chance he had of persuading the other party to discuss cooperation matters. After all, no one knows where the relationship between White Flame Valley and Spirit Snake Alliance has reached. If White Flame Valley and Spirit Snake Alliance have reached an intention to cooperate, at that time, even if he appears again, it will be difficult to persuade him. Therefore, what he needs to do most now is to find the old man Bian in Bian Valley as soon as possible. Thinking of this, Xiao Xian did not hesitate and said directly to Long Tai, Elder Long Tai, please lead the way. Now let's go to White Flame Valley. Good. Just don't worry. This matter is on my shoulders, let's set off now. After watching Xiao Xian fight against Shi Qing, and the divine bird suddenly appeared and killed the latter with one move, Long Tai had a different feeling towards Xiao Xian. Although Xiao Xian never said that he had anything to do with that magical bird. But now, Long Tai seriously doubted that the divine bird that could kill Snake Qing in the Dragon God realm was summoned by Xiao Xian. Under such circumstances, he naturally admired Xiao Xian. The more important point is that with a strong man like Xiao Xian here, he will feel more confident even if he goes to White Flame Valley. It can be said that Xiao Xian is now the most powerful person in Yuling sect. You're going now. In this case, be careful all the way. On the way to White Flame Valley, part of the way needs to pass through the territory of the Spirit Snake Alliance. You must keep a low profile and don't provoke the Spirit Snake Alliance casually. Han Xian reminded. In fact, As the former leader of the Yuling sect, he still had some dignity and pride in his heart. Although the Yuling sect is not as good as the Spirit Snake Alliance now, in Han Xian's heart, he is not willing to admit it. On the contrary, he also thinks that one day, the Yuling sect can stand on the top of the eastern part of Nanzan Haizu again. Superior. This little hope sounds difficult, but Han Xian believes that as long as Xiao Xian is here in the Yuling sect, this matter will succeed sooner or later. Don't worry. This is not the first time I have been to the White Flame Valley. I will definitely send young Master Xiao Xian there safely. Long Tai patted his chest and promised. The heart of the fish spirit. This, old sect leader. More importantly, on their way to White Flame Valley, they also need to pass through the Spirit Snake Alliance. But this also proves that the current Yuling sect is indeed dangerous to a certain extent. In fact, they could think that according to normal principles, when Han Xian was forced to leave the Yuling sect, he must have resented Han Zongzin in his heart, and it was normal that he did not take out something as important as the Yuling heart. Maybe, South Korea and China will really steal it casually. This is one of the most important secret treasures within the Yuling sect. At that time, when I left the Yuling sect, I did not give him something as important as the Yuling heart. Xiao Xian wants to bring a treasure of the level of the heart of the fish spirit through the territory of the Spirit Snake Alliance. Isn't this just asking for death? But this fish spirit's heart is of great importance. Once the people of the Spirit Snake Alliance know about it, I'm afraid it will bring danger to young Master Xiao Xian. Now the relationship between the Spirit Snake Alliance and the Yuling sect is at odds with each other. When he said this, the elders present were shocked and looked at him with incredulous eyes. The heart of the fish spirit, a sect-suppressing treasure, is definitely an extremely important treasure. If only Xiao Xian and Long Tai are allowed to bring it to White Flame Valley, this is definitely an extremely dangerous thing. Don't worry about this. Although he was also dissatisfied with Han Zhong, he also understood that Han Zhong was the leader of Yuling sect at that time. If he wanted to do something bad, ordinary people would definitely not be able to do anything to him. When Han Zhong was here before, he did a lot of bad things within the section. We are worried that Han Zhong has found the heart of the fish spirit. It can be said. Long Tai looked worried. Normally, young Master Xiao Xian is a great contributor to our Yuling section. Now that we are going to White Flame Valley, it is natural for us to bring out the heart of the fish spirit. Han Xian smiled. It can be said that such a thing will never be taken out unless the life and death of the Yuling sect comes. The heart of the fish spirit is such an important resource. Especially Xiao Xian, after he killed Shi Qing, the Spirit Snake Alliance must be eager to eat his flesh and sleep on his skin. However, the Yuling sect is now officially in trouble. These 3 Yuling hearts are sealed in the deepest place of Yuling sect. Yes, for the sake of safety, sect leader Han Xian, please think twice. Unexpectedly, Han Xian actually planned to take it out now. At that time, Venerable Fish Spirit killed 3 deep-sea monster fish and obtained 3 fish spirit hearts. After saying this, all the elders in Yuling sect breathed a sigh of relief. Master Yuling consumed 1 during his cultivation, and now there are only 2 fish spirit hearts left in the Yuling sect. Master Xiao Xian, what should you do if you meet someone from the Spirit Snake Alliance again on the road? If they are not careful, they will lose their Xiaoming together. At this moment, Han Xian suddenly hesitated and said, in this case, when you go this time, bring a fish spirit heart with you. Sect leader Han. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1106. You have misunderstood. I don't give this fish spirit heart to old man Bai Yan, but to young Master Xiao Xian. Han Xian said directly. After he said this, The elders of the Yuling sect present were also surprised, but the next second they nodded honestly. They know. As far as the current situation is concerned, it is not an exaggeration to say that Xiaoxian is the backbone of Yuling sect. If Xiaoxian hadn't killed Shi Qing at the critical moment, I'm afraid the Yuling sect would have completely fallen by now. Where do these elders still have their lives? This point almost goes without saying. Seriously speaking, if they even lost their lives, what else could they say about the fish spirit heart? Aren't these all external things? Thinking of this, some elders of Yuling sect also looked at each other and nodded, agreeing to Han Xian's suggestion. At this time, Han Xian could actually guess this result. This time, Xiao Xian next to him was stunned. He didn't kill Shi Qing to get the heart of the fish spirit. On the contrary, he just wanted to repay the Lord Yuling and use the way of the fish spirit taught to him by the Lord Yuling to save the Yuling sect. But I didn't expect that the way of the fish spirit was so terrifying, and it could kill Shi Qing so easily with just one strike. Of course, Xiaolu's contribution is greater. But in the final analysis, if he hadn't used the fish spirit method to activate the fish spirit formation at the critical moment, it would be really dangerous now. That's fine. Since old sect leader Han is so generous, if I refuse, I'm afraid I'll be a little sorry to old sect leader. Xiao Xian also said. Say it. Next to him, the elders of the Yuling sect were also filled with emotion and cast envious glances at Xiao Xian. You must know that this heart of the fish spirit is the treasure that the venerable Yu spirit obtained back then. It contains extremely pure energy. If ordinary cultivators can obtain this power, their strength and realm will be greatly improved. Especially the disciples within the Yuling sect. If they want to obtain the power, it is not that simple. Even the former fish spirit master only took away one. Now, although Xiao Xian only has 5 stars in the blue god realm, but anyone with a discerning eye can see that his strength is definitely not just that low, he must at least be at the level of the little golden god. From this point of view, ordinary people are really no match for Xiao Xian. And now, Xiao Xian has obtained the heart of the fish spirit, and his strength will definitely be further improved in the future. Xiao Xian himself can also feel it. If he gets the heart of the fish spirit, maybe he can hit the 8 stars of the blue god realm in a short time. Although now, his strength is almost invincible in the 5-star Kangshen realm. But this time I went to White Flame Valley. He will definitely face more powerful cultivators. Among other things, when he met Bai Qingyun in the Dan Pagoda, the latter was already at the peak of the Kang god realm. Now hundreds of years have passed. I'm afraid, whether it's Bai Qingyun or Snake Feng Qinlong, their strength should have gone a step further. Coupled with the sudden rise of the Spirit Snake Alliance, Snake Wind's strength will definitely go further, and it is possible to enter the realm of the Little Golden God, or even the Pseudo-Golden God. Although now, Xiao Xian is surrounded by the fish spirit Dao and is protected by a fierce god like Xiao Lu. Don't talk about these people who are not in the realm of the Golden God. Even in the true Golden God realm, he might not be afraid of anything. At the moment, Xiao Xian followed Han Xian and walked all the way into the depths of Yuling sect. According to Han Xian, deep in the fish spirit sect, there is a secret treasure cave, and the 2 remaining fish spirit hearts are inside. If Xiao Xian wants to get the heart of the fish spirit, we are about to go to the place where the secret treasure of Yuling sect is located. Along the way, both Xiao Xian and Han Xian were walking in the dark and deep corridor. Except for the lamp oil in the corridor, there was no light. This also made him feel uneasy. In this dark and lonely place, he seemed to feel as if he was in hell. If you get the heart of the fish spirit, how will you use it? Just when Xiao Xian was wondering why the Yuling sect wanted to hide the heart of the fish spirit here, Han Xian suddenly asked, will it be swallowed directly? About this question, for a moment, Xiao Xian really didn't know how to answer. This 8th level monster might have even more powerful Taoist skills, which was the biggest gain. He didn't even know what this thing was used for. Han Xian also looked at Xiao Xian helplessly. He was also a little helpless. He originally planned to use the best things from Yuling sect to give Xiao Xian. But who knew that the latter didn't understand the heart of the fish spirit at all? Han Xian could not lie. If the heart of the fish spirit was really the heart of an 8th grade monster, then it should not only contain pure energy, but also might even contain powerful Taoist techniques. However, I want to remind you that this fish spirit heart is not an ordinary item. If you want to swallow it, you must be extremely careful. I'm afraid he may also become obsessed. This Taoist technique brought him many benefits. Xiao Xian did not forget. Now, when Han Xian asked him to tell him what to do with the heart of the fish spirit, he really didn't quite understand. On that note, this point is more important. The heart of the fish spirit. Han Xian said directly. For now. In fact, this was the first time he had heard of such a thing as the heart of the fish spirit, and it was the first time he had seen it today. Definitely a great thing. Hearing this, Xiao Xian blinked his eyes. He roughly understood. Wouldn't this be a waste of his good intentions? If it is said that after obtaining the heart of the fish spirit, he can understand something from the heart of the fish spirit. This is for him. This is indeed the first time I have heard of this thing, but now I know that this fish spirit heart is indeed very precious, Xiao Xian also explained quickly. These are the 3 monster hearts that Master Yu Ling obtained after he killed 3 8th level monsters. If you can swallow these things, you can extract the pure power from them. Han Xian said seriously. Regarding this point, Xiao Xian must deal with it carefully and not dare to be careless in the slightest. You still don't know the magical power of the fish spirit heart. More importantly, most people may know that if you want to get the power, you must pay a lot. Xiao Xian also knew that although Han Xian could bring him to the heart of the fish spirit, at that time, he understood the yin-yang stealth technique from the yin-yang tiger beast. The most powerful Taoist skill in Xiao Xian's body is the Tiankong sword technique given to him by Menji Sword Immortal. The most important thing is that until now, no one has told him why the fish spirit heart is so precious. However, it might be a bit difficult for him, who is only in the blue god realm, to understand the heart of an 8th level monster. A little careless. That's good. In this case. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1107. Since it's so important, then I can't be careless. Xiao Xian's face also became serious. If we swallow the heart of the fish spirit in this place, how long will it take? For the current Yuling sect, time is the most pressing issue. Before they join the Spirit Snake Alliance in White Flame Valley, winning by Yang Guover is not a simple matter. If you are not careful, you may be in danger. But now Xiao Xian's strength is only 5 stars in the Blue God realm. Although his true combat power has even surpassed the level of the Little Golden God, his superficial level is not high. This may also become a hidden danger. In the future, if you want to negotiate with Old Man Bian, it will naturally be a better thing if you have a higher level. More importantly, Xiao Xian now seems to have not seen the greeting gift from the Old Man Bian. If you go with the heart of the fish spirit, maybe Old Man Bian will be more willing to see him. At this time, Xiao Xian suddenly felt it. He seemed to have understood what Han Xian meant. It seemed that the latter wanted him to use this fish spirit heart as a meeting gift and take the initiative to seek cooperation from Bian Valley. Such a thing. If it had been placed before, Xiao Xian might have accepted it directly. But now, he has a better idea. He knows that the current situation in Bian Valley is actually not very good. The rise of the Spirit Snake Alliance. Not only is it a threat to the Yuling sect, it is also not a good thing for Bian Valley. On that note, Xiao Xian is still very confident that he can negotiate cooperation matters with the old man Bai Yan. As for the deeper confidence, he did not tell Han Xian. However, this deeper reason is the golden prescription. Old man Tianyan was the only strong man in the dragon god realm who once existed on the eastern wilderness continent, so his inheritance was naturally extremely powerful. Don't say anything else. With his 10,000 gold prescription, he has definitely reached the level of dragon god realm. Ever since Xiao Xian got the 10,000 gold prescription, he had actually discovered the magic of this prescription. This prescription is not only very beneficial to practitioners of the golden god realm, but also has many benefits even when facing the dragon god realm. Now, since the old man Bian in Bian Valley is injured, he could definitely bring $1 million prescription to treat the old man Bai Yan. If he could treat the latter's injuries, wouldn't things go smoothly in the future? Not to mention, now that Bian Valley and Spirit Snake Alliance are already in a competitive relationship, as long as he instigates them a little bit, won't the cooperation between Yuling Sect and Bian Valley be a matter of course? After thinking about these joints, Xiao Xian felt at ease. Senior Han, I understand what you mean. You want me to give this to Bian Valley as a gift with the heart of the fish spirit, so as to seek cooperation with Bian Valley, right? There were only Xiao Xian and Han Xian at the moment, so Xiao Xian said directly, but this method is not very effective. After hearing this, Han Xian couldn't help being stunned. In fact, what Xiao Xian said was good. He did think so in his heart. He hoped to rely on the heart of the fish spirit to bring the relationship between the Yu Spirit sect and Bian Valley closer. But now listen to Xiao Xian. Instead, he didn't understand. Could it be that, according to Xiao Xian's meaning, he didn't care about the heart of the fish spirit at all? To know treasures like the heart of the fish spirit would be of interest not only to the disciples of the Yu Spirit sect, but also to the old man Bai Yan of the White Flame Valley. But Han Xian knew that Xiao Xian was not a reckless and greedy person. Since he said that he did not plan to use the heart of the fish spirit as a gift to meet Bai Yang, it meant that the latter had already thought of a way to meet the old man Bai Yan. This aroused Han Xian's curiosity. Speaking of which, the old man Bai Yan of Bai Yan Valley is a real Kangshen realm strongman, and his strength is much stronger than Xiao Xian's. Put yourself in their shoes. If he were old man Bian, he probably wouldn't have paid too much attention to the persuasion from Xiao Xian, who was in the Kangshen realm. This was a completely normal thing. What you need to know is that this 8th level monster has been dead for who knows how long, but now, its heart is still so perfect. Before entering the depths of Yuling sect, you, Xiao Xian, are you really confident? Han Xian couldn't help but look at Xiao Xian and asked, don't forget, you are not going to Bian Valley this time to fight with others, so you have to be cautious. I also know that you are not a reckless person. Since you can say this, you must be very confident. Xiao Xian was actually mentally prepared. The heart of the blue fish spirit is flawless. Han Xian said directly. There are also blue avenues of power flowing in it, and it looks like a living heart, full of vitality. If you swallow it, I'm afraid you will explode and die on the spot. After saying that, Han Xian did not hesitate, walked slowly to the depths of Yuling sect, and took out a crystal clear blue crystal from it. Xiao Xian couldn't help but talk to himself. According to what Han Xian said, the heart of the fish spirit should be the heart of the fish spirit beast that was killed by the Lord Yuling hundreds of years ago. But it's a big gap. It's as beautiful as a work of art. However, Xiao Xian can feel even more that in this heart, in addition to looking good, there is also extremely huge avenue energy inside. How could the heart of an 8th level monster be so magical? Who knew that Han Xian could be so straightforward? So what confidence does Xiao Xian have to make even old man Bai Yan interested in him? If Xiao Xian couldn't come up with enough conditions for old man Bai Yan to take him seriously, the latter might not even look at him. Xiao Xian, you look down on this fish spirit's heart a little too much. Do you know that this fish spirit's heart is even interesting to the strong men in the dragon god realm? Don't worry, Senior Han, I know what's going on. Xiao Xian nodded. This is perfectly normal. On the other hand, after saying these words, Xiao Xian's face suddenly felt embarrassed. Between the blue god realm and the little golden god realm, he even had a premonition that if he could devour this heart, his realm would have a chance to be elevated to the little golden god realm. Therefore, this is definitely a big challenge for Xiao Xian. However, when he saw the real heart of the fish spirit, he was still shocked. This is simply a miracle. That's good. Han Xian couldn't help but take a closer look at Xiao Xian and said, but you still have to be careful. Originally, he was still thinking about swallowing the heart of the fish spirit to improve his realm before going to see the old man Bai Yan. Ha ha ha. If I swallow the heart of this fish spirit, can my strength be improved to the level of the little golden god? Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1108. This, okay. Xiao Xian was a little dumbfounded. He didn't expect that the heart of the fish spirit could be so terrifying, that it could make a cultivator explode to death. You know, he and Han Xian have known each other for a long time, and the latter knows his talent. Being able to fight against the golden god in the blue god realm, or even kill the dragon god realm with the blue god realm, is definitely not something that ordinary people can do. On that note, Xiao Xian's talent is definitely unmatched by anyone in his age group. But even so, he was still considered unable to swallow the energy in the heart of the fish spirit. He couldn't help but be a little curious about this. How powerful can the energy be in the heart of this fish spirit? How could it make Han Xian so afraid? Can't even trust him. Do you remember? There is a huge white bonefish head on top of the Yuling Sex City. Seeing Xiao Xian's confusion, Han Xian smiled and explained, you know, is the fish-headed one here. After hearing this, Xiao Xian was also stunned. He would also remember that when he first walked into Yuling City, some people had talked about the white bonefish head. It is said that it is a treasure in the entire Yuling City. As long as they are in Yuling City, all cultivators can understand some of the ways of the ocean. At that time, Xiao Xian also tried to gain enlightenment. But just by getting closer, he could feel that there was an endless and thick ocean inside. When he understood it, it was as if his entire body and soul had fallen into the endless ocean. Can't find a clue at all. It was at that time that he was filled with awe of Yuling City. Now, Han Xian suddenly mentioned the white bonefish head. Could it be said that this white bonefish head is also related to the heart of the fish spirit? Thinking of this, Xiao Xian couldn't help but become interested. At that time, although he did not fully understand the way of the ocean in the bonefish head, he was still very surprised by the shocking way it contained. Now, the energy of the fish spirit heart also surprised him. If there is any relationship between this white bonefish head and the heart of the fish spirit, doesn't it mean that he can fully understand the way of the ocean? If this is the case, his improvement in strength will not be a small improvement. For so long, there are not many people who can truly understand the way of the ocean. Otherwise, why would this white bonefish head still be on top of Yuling City for hundreds of years? But, if this is really the case, there is a certain connection between the heart of the fish spirit and the bones of the fish head. As the leader of the fish spirit sect, why didn't Han Xian swallow the heart of the fish spirit early? Dare to ask. Yes, the bonefish head and the heart of the fish spirit are indeed from the body of a monster beast. Speaking of which, if you can swallow the heart of the fish spirit, you will indeed have a chance to understand the way of the ocean in the bonefish head. Han Xian said, by that time, your achievements will not be as simple as the ordinary golden god realm. Hearing this, Xiao Xian also took a breath of air. Once upon a time, he thought that the Golden God realm was far away from him, but now, after hearing these words, he felt that the Golden God realm seemed not that far away from him. As long as you have enough understanding of the way of the ocean, it doesn't seem that difficult to cross the Blue God realm and become the Golden God realm. So, why don't you use this opportunity for enlightenment yourself? Xiao Xian was a little hesitant. Within the Yuling sect, his status is actually inferior to Han Xian. In will status, Han Xian is the sect master, and he is not even a disciple in Yuling sect. In will relationship, Han Xian is the senior brother, and he is just the junior brother. Therefore, he didn't understand why Han Xian didn't try to swallow the heart of the fish spirit himself. Logically speaking, with the magical effect of the fish spirit heart, the internal injuries in Han Xian's original body can be completely cured. Han Xian was a strong man at the level of the Golden God before. Relying on the heart of the fish spirit and the bone fish head, if he can upgrade his realm to the Dragon God realm, this would definitely be the best thing for him. But I want to persist for hundreds of years. The road for every cultivator to become a strong person will be extremely difficult, and he may receive help from all sides. Under such circumstances, it will not be so easy for him to remember these people who have helped him. Good. For so long. If you talk about it. Thank you so much, Senior Han Xian. But in the end, perhaps it was for the kindness of Master Yu Ling back then. At this point, even Xiao Xian himself may not be able to compare with him. This matter is no small matter either. Xiao Xian has always been grateful to him, but now, after hearing what Han Xian said, he was really deeply moved. Xiao Xian has never heard any complaints from Han Xian. On the contrary, he has always been pious and grateful. Even a treasure like the fish spirit heart would not be used on himself. Originally, Xiao Xian wanted to ask Han Xian. Hearing this, Xiao Xian was also in awe of Han Xian. It's not that easy anymore. Although it relied on the help of the fish spirit formation and the ancient divine bird, it was extremely difficult to achieve such an achievement. Xiao Xian's face was still a little more moved. Facing Han Xian, he just said, I didn't expect that such a thing would happen. In this case, I will definitely live up to your entrustment, Senior. This is proof enough. But Han Xian did this, which was the most important thing that made Xiao Xian admire him. Han Xian was indeed dedicated and extremely loyal to the Yuling sect. Han Xian also nodded with satisfaction. A talented disciple like Xiao Xian can compete with the Blue God realm against the Dragon God realm. However, after hearing these words, Han Xian next to him shook his head and said directly, with my talent, even if I swallow the heart of the fish spirit, I am afraid that I will be at the peak of the Golden God realm in this life. Unlike you, there is a chance to impact the Dragon God realm in the future. Han Suandu is dedicated to the entire Yuling section. It is easy to persist in such a matter for a day or two, and it is also easy to persist for a year or two. He also knew that Han Xian had helped him a lot since the beginning of the East Barren Giant Continent Wanjin Chamber of Commerce. Figure this out. Hear this. The only person who came back to help the Yuling sect was Han Xian. Isn't this the greatest irony? You must know that it was the Yuling sect that abandoned Han Xian, not Han Xian who abandoned the Yuling sect. Junior, I will definitely revitalize the Yuling sect. The reason why he gave up the heart of the fish spirit and even introduced the bonefish head to Xiao Xian was actually very simple. He hoped that Xiao Xian would not forget the Yu Spirit sect when he became a strong man in the future. I don't need to mention it. This requirement sounds simple, but it is not that simple to implement. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1109. At the same time, After hearing Han Xian's introduction, Xiao Xian was also very moved and said directly, in this case, if this white bone fish head can be understood, it will definitely be a good thing in the future. Of course, it's just that it's really difficult, Han Xian added. For hundreds of years, even some powerful people in the dragon god realm have been unable to do this. Junior would like to have a challenge. Xiao Xian almost did not hesitate. After receiving the inheritance from Master Yuling, this junior has become a little closer to Yuling Yang. Maybe I will have the opportunity to understand one or two of them. Regarding Xiao Xian's request, Han Xian was not surprised at all. He knew what kind of person Xiao Xian was. After such a long time, he discovered that in addition to Xiao Xian's talent and determination to practice, more importantly, he seemed to have a lot of luck. Whatever he wants to do, he can almost do it in the end. This is definitely not something ordinary people can do. Even Han Xian was a little doubtful, was Xiao Xian the legendary son of destiny? It is said, practitioners want to enter the dragon god realm. They not only need to have a comprehension and understanding of the Great Road, but more importantly, they also need to have an understanding of destiny. Luck is an extremely mysterious thing. It cannot be seen, touched, or spoken, and it is much more difficult to understand than the Great Way. Many powerful people in the Golden God realm barely understand luck. In the end, they are stuck in the Golden God realm for hundreds or even thousands of years, unable to make any progress. This kind of thing is not uncommon. Now seeing Xiao Xian's appearance, Han Xian was a little interested. He found that Xiao Xian had a kind of luck that ordinary people did not have. Such luck. He didn't even feel it on Master Yuling. This kind of thing sounds mysterious, but it is undeniable that Han Xian really felt the difference. This was also the real reason that prompted him to bring out the heart of the fish spirit and even introduce the bonefish head. Thank you. Xiao Xian expressed his gratitude from the bottom of his heart. He understood that if he wanted to obtain these powers, he not only needed Han Xian's help, but more importantly, he also needed to devote himself to understanding them. Otherwise, no matter how good the opportunity is, if he doesn't work hard, it will be in vain. But now, there is a more realistic problem. If you want to obtain these powers, it does not seem to be that simple. Judging from the previous situation, White Flame Valley should also be in crisis. Maybe, Xiao Xian doesn't have much time. He needs to go to Bian Valley as soon as possible to persuade the old man Bian. Speaking of which, he didn't even have much time to devour the heart of the fish spirit. Now if he wants to understand the white bone fish head, it may not be that simple. Does he have so much time? Thought of this, Xiao Xian couldn't help but be a little worried. Time. Maybe I don't have that much time to study. Xiao Xian was a little helpless and said, maybe, if it takes too much time to understand this matter, I will consider it. You don't have to worry about that. Really speaking, if you want to understand something, maybe there are two ways, one is gradual enlightenment, and the other is sudden enlightenment. Han Xian smiled. After hearing this, Xiao Xian was also thoughtful. In fact, this is not the first time he has heard of such a thing. It is said that there is indeed such a thing as epiphany in the understanding of the Great Road. In other words, as long as there are enough opportunities, you don't have to spend a long time to slowly understand these great things. Instead, you can rely on a moment of understanding. This kind of thing is what almost all Dao practitioners yearn for. But here's the thing. It is extremely difficult for ordinary practitioners to obtain these things. Moreover, opportunities like epiphany are extremely rare, and many practitioners will never have such an opportunity in their lifetime. But now, after hearing what Han Xian said, Xiao Xian became more interested. He could feel that Han Xian was not deliberately deceiving him now, but was planning to use this method to boost his confidence. Xiao Xian nodded silently. In front of Han Xian, except the heart of the fish spirit. He could feel that just after he obtained the heart of the fish spirit, he got a hint of the way of the fish spirit from above. He can feel it. The way of the fish spirit in the heart of the fish spirit seems to be not much different from what I felt in the master of the fish spirit before. On that note, he became even more interested. To be honest, Xiao Xian himself is not a true disciple of the Yuling section. The reason why he has been able to obtain the way of the Yuling sect for such a long time is entirely due to the influence of the Lord Yuling. Although he has a very deep understanding of the way of fish spirit. But if you really want to talk about it, the origin behind this fish spirit method is not that simple. Think of this. Xiao Xian was no longer lazy and began to try to enter the heart of the fish spirit and understand the benefits brought by the heart of the fish spirit. In the heart of the azure fish spirit. Under the power of agility, Xiao Xian's understanding of the way of fish spirits became more profound, and at the same time, it slowly warmed his body. The heart of an 8th grade monster. This yang level thing, if placed outside, is definitely something with a price but no market. Even if you have money, you may not be able to buy it. Now put it here. It also made Xiao Xian feel that the power in it was unusual and seemed to have a mysterious and powerful aura. He had a premonition. If he can understand the energy in the heart of the fish spirit, it is almost certain that he will enter the realm of the golden god. Alright. Maybe you don't know that the heart of the fish spirit can be sealed in your body, strengthening your body all the time. Han Xian said, and arranged a mysterious formation in the air. In the formation, Yuling Avenue slowly circulates. Wave after wave of mysterious auras slowly caused the power in Xiao Xian's body to surge. The entire fish spirit heart actually slowly entered Xiao Xian's body. See this scene. Even though Xiao Xian was well informed, at this time, he couldn't help but open his mouth in surprise. He couldn't believe that the heart of a monster and the body of a human could fit perfectly. He can be considered a person who has experienced 2 continents. However, whether in Tianyuan continent or primordial continent, he had never experienced such a thing. People are people, and monsters are monsters. There is no way to completely fuse the blood of humans and the blood of monsters. From this perspective, it is almost impossible for the hearts of monsters to fuse with humans. Unless, like Shi Qing, he uses secret methods to force the two to become together. But if this is the case, it is equivalent to people giving up their human blood and actively integrating the demon blood. Snake Green. Strictly speaking, he is no longer a human being. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 1110. Amazing. As expected of an 8th grade monster, it is truly magical. Xiao Xian couldn't help but said, if there is such a thing, it's no wonder that the Yuling sect regarded this as a treasure to suppress the section. As he said this, he was extremely grateful to Han Xian in his heart. Without Han Xian, it would have been impossible for him to come into contact with a treasure like the fish spirit heart. Now, with the heart of the fish spirit sealed in his body, Xiao Xian felt that his body had become much more agile, and the power of the great Dao in his entire body had become smoother. This surprised him. You must know that he is a figure who dominates the world in Tianyuan continent and Honghuan continent. One shot. He destroys heaven and earth at every turn and turns rivers upside down. But after coming to the Dao continent, whether he was in the East Barren Giant continent or the Nanzan Haizhu, he could feel the powerful pressure of the Dao on his body. It is also the pressure of these avenues, forcibly suppressing the martial arts aura on his body. For such a long time, he has also thought about what kind of method can be used to relieve these pressures on him. But I didn't expect it. Even if he is the creation spirit, there is no way to change this. But today, after feeling the changes in his body caused by the heart of the fish spirit, he couldn't help but his eyes lit up. According to normal principles, The heart of the fish spirit is also an 8th grade monster heart. Although this thing is not low grade, if it is really said, the monster bloodline cannot be compared with the human race. Not to mention that Xiaoxian himself is still the creation spirit. On that note, it made Xiaoxian even more confused. Could it be that there is really something that can help him relieve this pressure from the Dao continent? Incredible. In this case, does it mean that the higher the level of monsters, the more they can help contact the original pressure of this great continent? Xiaoxian frowned. Now he is only in the Kengshen realm. However, if he can find a way to relieve the pressure from the upper levels of Dao continent, his strength will naturally improve by leaps and bounds. When it comes to practicing a skill, it becomes more and more difficult as you go to the later stages. If he can find a way to break the pressure from the Dao continent, it will definitely help him a lot in his future cultivation. We can even say, without this layer of hindrance, his cultivation speed could increase to an astonishing speed. According to the information previously known, on the Dao continent, the real high-level monsters are all in Zilong Hezhu. Could it be said that he will also find a way to visit the dangerous Zilong Hezhu in the future? It is said that the strength of Zilong Hezhu ranks second among the 4 continents of Dao continent, second only to Beija Qingzhou. This place is not a good place. With his current strength in the Blue God realm, he would probably die if he died. Seeing that Xiaoxian was sometimes surprised and sometimes embarrassed, Han Xian looked confused and couldn't help but leaned over and asked, "What's wrong? Can't you adapt to the heart of the fish spirit?" "No. Thank you, Senior Han Xian. This fish spirit heart is indeed the heart of an 8th grade monster. It does contain energy that ordinary items don't have." Xiaoxian praised sincerely. But after hearing Xiaoxian's words, Han Xian shook his head and chuckled, "Speaking of which, you have already received the inheritance of Master Yuling, and you are considered my master's apprentice. Do you still want to call me senior?" "Yes. Isn't it a little too strange?" After hearing this, Xiaoxian was stunned for a moment, then with a slightly embarrassed look on his face, he nodded and said, "Yes, senior brother Han." In fact, in his heart, Han Xian was both a teacher and a friend. If Han Xian hadn't taken action at that time, Xiaoxian also nodded to these words, and he could understand them. It is naturally extremely difficult for ordinary people to comprehend it. Even with the help of some special treasures, without talent or opportunity, it is almost impossible to comprehend it. For some treasures such as white bonefish heads, naturally the closer you get, the more profound the knowledge of the ocean you get from them. This is quite novel. The monster has reached a certain level. In fact, for hundreds of years, many people have tried to force their way into it, but they all failed in the end. What's so special about this 8th level monster that was killed by Master Yuling? Why can you gain enlightenment so easily?" "Senior brother, thank you very much," Xiaoxian said. Of course Xiaoxian knew. But even if there is only one corpse left, can there be a great understanding in it? You may indeed have some understanding of some great ways, but these understandings must be extremely limited, and generally cannot be deeper than human practitioners. Therefore, in Xiaoxian's heart, he never dared to call Han Xian his senior brother. On the contrary, he just kept his inner respect for him. The way of the ocean, the way of the sky, the way of the earth, these are all extremely great avenues. Xiaoxian has never forgotten this kindness. There is something really mysterious about the white bonefish head. He actually expected it, but he really didn't expect that the bone white fish head could actually go in. Of course, but even within the Yuling sect, there are only a few people who are qualified to enter. Han Xian nodded. "You are taking advantage of the small number of people in the Yuling section. Otherwise, unless the sect leader and deputy sect leader are ordinary, no one can enter. Now if you call me senior brother Han Xian." Xiaoxian was stunned. So to say, among the bones and fish heads, he was brought from the eastern barren continent to the Nanzan High continent. Now he might be a prisoner of the Golden God realm in the eastern barren continent. This was indeed a bit beyond his expectation. Their relationship is indeed much closer now, but the feeling of awe has disappeared a lot. In fact, in his understanding, the white bonefish head and the heart of the fish spirit are both parts of the monster beast. This is really novel, Xiaoxian couldn't help but sigh. Xiaoxian also became very interested. But he still didn't expect that he could actually enter the bone-white fish head. It's not new. What? This is nothing. If there is anything else you need, as long as I can help, senior brother, just ask. Han Xian waved his hand. Now, I will take you to the bonefish head to let you experience it. The true way of the ocean. These are all normal things. What do you mean, can I still enter the bonefish head? Han Xian shook his head. Even Han Zhong has entered it several times, but the final result, he couldn't understand anything.